In this video, we are going to see functions in Python. So usually we create a function so that we don't need to redo some operations again and again. Instead, we define the function once and we call it again whenever we need it. For example, let's say we have some greeting. So I will show you how to use format strings in Python in this video also, but let's define a new function. So let's do something. So if you need to create a new function, you need to use the keyword def for define, and you need to write the function name. For example, we are going to create a greeting function. So greeting, and you need to have this two brackets, and here inside this block we specify how we need to greet. So it's like we can use print and we can say like hello, for example. So if we do this and if we run the program, nothing's going to happen because we haven't called the function. So if we need to execute the contents inside this function, you need to call the function. So for that we can do greeting of. If you do this, this is going to call the function. So if you run this program, this is going to print out whatever, like do whatever action it's inside this function. So let's delete this and define a new function and hello, and inside this we can pass an argument like name for that matter, and here we can print something like we need to use format string, so we can use nf for this double quotes, and we can say like hello space, and we use this curly braces and we specify name inside this over here. Now if we run this program like hello, for example, we need to specify a name in this, so we can give like Matt, for example. So if I run this, you can see hello Matt over here. So if you need to perform like repeated operations, you can do like imagine you have a list and you have a set of names. So it's like you have something like names equals Tom, for example, then Jerry, for example, and we can have like a for loop. So for I in name, so don't get confused, names is the value of this and name is the argument which we pass over here. So we are going to use this over here. For I in names, we are going to do hello of names, for example. So hello of I. So each and every time we pass every single element through this. So you have Tom goes through this, then Jerry and Coyote. So if I run this program, you can see the output like hello Tom, hello Jerry, and hello Coyote. So that's how you use like functions. So similarly, you can create this for like addition and all the other operations, for example. So I need to create a function like define add, for example, and we can pass two values like a comma b, and we go here and we can see like we can say print of a plus b, for example. But if you remember in the beginning, when you pass two values inside Python, uh, let's see the output and we will know. So we are going to do something like add of 5 and 6, for example, 5 comma 6, and if you run this, you can see 11. So if you are using input method, that's what I was going to talk a moment ago. So if we are using input instead of this, like a equals input, it's like value 1, and b equals input of value 2, for example. So if you do something like this, for simplicity's sake, let's change the variable names x and y, and we are passing like x and y for this. So if we run this program, it's asking us value 1, here we enter 4, and value 2, here we enter 5. So here you see 45 instead of having the values added 4 plus 9. So the thing is, whenever you use input function, your input will be accepted as string. So I just need a little modification over here. So I need to delete these. Instead, I need to use x equals int, int of x, and y equals int of y. So if I do this right now, this is going to give us the values properly. So 4 and 5, again we are going to get the value 9. So whenever you receive input, you need to be careful to do the type conversion according to your requirement. But sometimes some people like to do things like when I run this, and if I hit A, for example, and 5, you're going to get a value error. So to avoid things like this, we are going to have a try functionality. So we can have like try. So this is like basic error handling, and give tab spacing for this, and we're going to do this. And if this doesn't out, we can do like except, and we are just going to, like, if we want, we can print something. So print invalid input. This is like basic error handling. So if I run this program now, this is asking me value 1. So if I hit 4 and 5, this is going to give us value 9. But if I hit A or something else and 5 for that matter, you can see you have invalid input. So this is not going to give you like the whole verbose details. So you can do something like this. So this is something called error handling in Python. So you need to be careful with whenever you're receiving user input in not just Python, in any language, you need to be careful that you need to be aware. People can do so many things, like they can create mistakes, or intentionally they will try to do something so that they can create an exploit or something like this. So at least try to do basic error handling whenever you are doing user inputs. So I hope this one was helpful, and hope you all have a wonderful day.